and welcome to FIFA Save My Life. Thank you very much for joining me today on this day of, well, we got Tactics Tuesday. Yes, we're actually doing a Tactics on a Tuesday. So truly, it is Tactics Tuesday. Yes, it is Tactics Tuesday. So, what tactics are we doing today? Well, I have been watching the Esports finals and really enjoyed them, actually. I never watch them. I usually put them on in the background and wait to get a voucher or a card come through. That's the only reason I put them on. It's probably much the reason why you put them on is to get your little Twitch linked and get a voucher so you can open a pack. This time I actually started watching it and I was really interested in the different formations. Now, the guy who won it is an absolute legend, and he's very young, but he's an absolute legend already, beating the best in the game, and his name is Dullenmike, as you might know. Now, he rocked a 5-3-2. Now, this is something that I'd done sort of a couple of times and kind of liked, but I wasn't 100% sure how it worked or what positions everybody should be in. So I kind of left it to one side. Now, I watched him with interest, and he had, number one, a lot of the players that I had, or a lot of type of players that I had, but he also had the 5-3-2 and won the tournament. And people were lauding him up for changing the meta and, yeah, basically doing very well. Now, I've got in contact with Dullenmike and got some of his tactics from him. He's very kindly allowed me to use them and basically make them my own. So this is my take on Dullenmike's tactics. And like I said, thank you very much, Dullenmike, for your allowing me to use, well, I'm obviously allowed to use 5-3-2. Everybody's allowed to use 5-3, but obviously a copy of your tactics and how they work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through the tactics, I'm going to talk through how they work, and then I'm going to talk through the type of players that I have them in there and why. So then you've got a full idea. Now, these tactics videos going down very well, and I would love to thank you to everybody, especially all the guys who have newly subscribed to us. It means an awful lot to me, and there's a lot of new people coming to this channel and subscribing, so I feel humbly touched by that. If you can, make sure you hit a subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, it would mean an awful lot to me, but I also do give 50% of my profits to charity. I give them to Mind, the charity for mental health and well-being. You'll see them up there in the top left-hand corner somewhere. So yeah, that's a very good reason to do it. Doesn't cost you anything. You get to follow a channel, and you get to give some money to charity for nothing. If you are looking to save some money, though, one of our partners this year for 2021 is U7Buy. You will see them up there. There they are. So U7Buy can give you coins. So if you've been buying packs like I have over Team of the Year and got absolutely nothing like I have over Team of the Year, then basically, instead of doing that, you can go to U7Buy, the website. The link is down below. If you go to that link, and follow that link and put in the code SAVE, that is SAVE. Number one, it tells them that you come from here. Number two, you get an extra 5% off. So you get an extra 5% off by doing that, and you can pick whatever amount of coins you want. They will do it, and it will be cheap, safe, and quick to your account. So there you go, guys. Can't say fairer than that. Right, let's get on with some tacticos, shall we? Right, so let's do the tactics. This is my team. Obviously, we start with whatever team gets you the best chem. This is the team that gets me the best chem at the moment. And you can see currently rocking the new Ronaldo. I had so many, I was trying to get so many times opening loads of packs and doing lots of the 81 plus upgrades and stuff like that. I had so many repeats that in the end I just started putting them into SBCs, and one of them was the Ronaldo one. Now, I wasn't sure about this, and I'm going to do a review on him. He's amazing. He is amazing, and he makes my team really happy, and you'll see where he ends up in a minute. But this is how you start to do it. So you can start with any formation you like, as long as it gets you the best chem, and it obviously allows you to put the players in that you want. So that's the players that I want. That's the best chem. I get 100% chem, and I'm happy with that. So we go into custom tactics, as you may or may not know, and then you press RL2. And that brings all your tactics. So you got there, you can see my tactics. I've got 4-2-3-1, I've got 4-5-1, 4-2-2, 2 which is another one I will do another day because I really enjoy that. That's my more attacking tactic. And the tactic that I start with is 5-3-2, and you will see how it goes. So let's start with the actual tactics and how they work. First of all, we go on balanced. This is how we do it, mainly because it's just the way it is. The drop back, sort of going for possession after heavy touch, all that has been nerfed to death. We've had so many patches, so many nerfs. None of it works. Balanced is great. You get the best of everything, and the AI seems to take over. Defensive wise, you want balanced. Now width wise, this is one of the things I've got from Dullenmike, is he starts on 5-5. I've tried it. I did have 5-6 actually. That was my tactic when I kind of saw it on the actual channel and watched live how he did it. I kind of interpreted it as that, but actually he says it's 5-5. So I'm going 5-5, and it works really well. Just to remind yourself, again, I'm not the greatest FIFA player. I'm not going to pretend that I'm the greatest FIFA player in the world by any means stretch of it. I only started playing FIFA 2 years ago. So again, obviously for me, I'm kind of new and kind of getting better and better all the time. But my last 3 weekend leagues since I've done this pretty much has been 20 wins, 17-17. Well, just over 17-17, but end up on 17-17. So not bad at all. Nice constant. And plus, I really enjoy the formation, so that has a lot to do with it as well. And then, I'll be honest, the last weekend, I probably could have won more, and I ended up playing teams with a lot of Team of the Year Ronaldos in. Everybody seems to have Team of the Year Ronaldos, and that seemed, if I lost 3-1 or 3-2 or something like that, it was Team of the Year Ronaldo, which was the difference between us, but such is life. So we got 5-5. We've got long ball, guys. Again, I'll tell you now, Dullenmike has balanced. I have changed it to long ball. This is why it's my take on it. Due to the fact that I just like to play through ball. Through balls are still OP in this game. So most formations that I have will still have long ball in. I think if you're a much better player than I am, you probably can get away with balanced. I am quite a simple soul. I like to stick a ball through. I like to know that my striker is running for it and going to make a run for it, and long ball does that for me. So that is why I have long ball, but you can have balanced if you so wish. We've got 6 on the width, and we also have 6 of players in the box, which is more than enough. And again, this allows you to have a little bit more width when you're going forwards, because obviously you have your wing backs, which you'll see in a minute, become attackers. But you also have enough players getting into the box. We have 3 on corners. Now, this is a personal preference. I actually score a lot from corners this year. Maldini scores. I've now got Ronaldo in there, so he scores. I've got a few players in there with a decent head on them. So corners I have at 3. You can have them 2, 1, whatever. It doesn't change the formation. It is a personal choice, and the same with free kicks, guys. So this is how it is set up. Now, if you don't know how to set up, you have to you go on to the formation, which obviously is 5-3-2-1. 5-3-2-1. What the hell am I doing? 5-3-2, and you press triangle, and then you can move players around, as you can see. So the way my players are set up is I've obviously got Cruyff and Ronaldo up front. That is my 2 strikers, if you will. I have 3 midfielders, and this is the beauty of this formation, is the 3 midfielders. You get to do different things with these midfielders, and it allows you to have a real attacking defensive combo. It really is good. And you'll see there I've got Dybala on the left because he's a left footer. I've got Kante on the right, and I've got Cantona going through the middle. You can have you can have that kind of combination. I personally, if I didn't have Dybala, I would have another holding midfielder on the left. Dybala does sit back, but I have him sitting back because he's number 1, amazing at free kicks, amazing at scoring from outside the box, so I don't have to get him into the box, and he's great at dribbling as well, so I can actually dribble with him up into the box himself, but I don't ask him to get in the box, as you'll see in a minute. We've got the back 4. We've got, I've moved my right back, Nelson Semedo, across into the back four, and I've got Maldini and Gomez in there as well. I've got Garincha as one of my wingers as a wing back, because technically he is a winger, and obviously Adama Traore is made for this. He is my left wing back, with obviously Nicky Pope in goal. So that is how I'm set up. Now again, obviously you can set up any way you want, but that is how I'm set up, and the reason being is you'll see when I'll explain as I do the instructions, but you'll see why each player is in the position they are. Now, let's start with the two strikers. We've got two different instructions on the two different strikers, so again this will relate to what kind of strikers you have up front and how you've adopted this. We have Cruyff up front. I have him on balanced and defensive balanced as well, due to the fact that he is very intelligent, but he's also kind of a false nine type of player anyway, so I let him make his mind up where he's going to be. The only thing I do ask him to do is get in behind, because I'm playing that long ball. I don't want him to be so far back that he's not going to be part of the play, because he's such a good shot on the ball, and he's so, you get a shot on goal in the goal, the chances are he's going to score it. So you want him in there. So getting behind is the only thing I have on Cruyff, because he is my floating striker, if you will. Cristiano Ronaldo, on the other hand, is my actual striker. He is my out-and-out goal scorer. So you'll see there I have stay central, because I want to know where he is. I have get in behind on him, the same as I do with Cruyff, because again I want him in that box. But I also have stay forward, because again I want one outlet up there who I can trust. Now again, I can dribble with Ronaldo. He's great with his head. He's strong, he's tall, he's fast. So basically he is able to do a lot of things and hold up play for Cruyff to come in, Cantona, etc. So you'll see in a minute how that works. But that is the combination. That is why I have that two type of striker. If I was going to have another type of striker up there with, instead of Ronaldo, it would be, your Vardis and your people like that. Someone with a great shot who is an out-and-out goal scorer, if you like, where Cruyff is not your out-and-out goal scorer. Cruyff is your Ben Yedder type player, or someone like that. So we've got Dybala, Cantona and Kante, as I said. Now, Dybala and Kante, Dybala and Kante, I treat as basically holding midfielders, because it gives cover for the centre, because obviously we've got three centre backs, not four centre backs. We've got three centre defenders rather than four defenders. So these two cover, and like I said before, I picked Dybala due to the fact that he can do an awful lot more, and I've picked Kante because he's just amazing at holding and in midfield. So with Kante, I've got stay back while attacking. I've got a balanced cross run, because again I don't mind if he goes up a bit, because he's quite intelligent, but he's very defensive minded anyway. I have him on interceptions. Now interceptions wise with Kante, you can, because he's got such high stamina, you could put aggressive interceptions on there. That would work really well, and does work really well for someone like Kante, because obviously he's got such a high stamina. He can last all game on aggressive interceptions, and because he's so good at interceptions, as Martin Tyler will tell you, he will pick up the ball and stop it getting through to your three centre backs a lot more. So if you do have a Kante, or if you have that Kante type player who is an out and out defender in midfield, that your Marquinhoses, if you like, and your Ndidis and stuff like that, then this guy, you could do aggressive interceptions and use him as a real sort of stopper before it gets through to the defence. So like I said, you've got stay back while attacking, you have balanced on crosses, you have aggressive interceptions, and you have stick to position and cover centre. All right, cover centre on this one. On Dybala, again, you've got stay back while attacking, get into the box. I have aggressive interceptions, because I usually take Dybala off in the second half and swap him around, but I use him heavily in the first half to sort of get an advantage. Again, with this one, you could quite easily swap him, put him on normal interceptions if you want, if you have the same sort of setup. So you could have stay back while attacking, get into the box, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover centre again in that one. Cantona is almost our third striker. So again, what I would say is he is, again, a Cruyff type striker, a Ben Yedder kind of striker, that kind of striker who is, sort of your dribbler, you come from deep kind of player. He becomes your third striker whilst also being your third midfielder. So I have get forward on him. I have get into the box for crosses because clearly you want him to be your third striker. You have stick to position and cover centre again. So then you can see him. You can see where Cruyff is. You can see Ronaldo. And the idea is Cantona splits him up the middle and goes in, and he becomes the shock factor. He becomes the guy who runs in last minute and scores a goal from the edge of the area because he's coming from deep while people are focused. While the team is basically focused on trying to mark Cruyff and Ronaldo, if you like. That will give you a good shock factor whilst also giving you some ammunition. And that is why back here, we have 6 players in the box to help push Cantona into that box. We then have our 2 wing backs. So 2 wing backs, exactly the same. And like I said, I've got Adama and Garrincha because they're both technically wingers anyway. So I have them on join in the attack, normal interceptions and mixed attack, mainly because I don't mind if they do an overlap. If Ronaldo floats out or Cruyff floats out, they can do an overlap, or they can go inverted and go inside. If Kante's sort of staying back, they can go inside. So it kind of leave it up to them. Again, trust the AI to a certain degree. Don't touch the defenders. I don't touch the defenders at all. Nicky Pope, at the moment, I've got him balance, just because he is. But again, that's kind of a personal preference on how you feel. But that is it, guys. That is the 5-3-2. Now, this is a formation that massive amounts of pros are now beginning to use. I see it in Weekend League a lot. It is becoming the meta formation, and like I said, using this formation with a bit of 4-2-2-2-2 if I want to kind of finish the game off sometimes, is the 5-3-2. Really good formation. What you've got is you've got your wing backs coming from deep. So again, if we have a quick look at this, just so you can see it visually, just so you can understand exactly where we're going with this and how it's working. So you've got your Troy and your Grincha will be coming up, so they will become strikers. So at times you will have 5 strikers up there, or 5 people in attack. So you'll have Cantona, Cristiano Ronaldo, Cruyff, Adama and Garrincha. They will all be in attack at certain times. What happens is if Adama's going up, Garrincha tends not to go up too much, and if Garrincha goes up, Adama not tends to. So you do tend to get mainly just 4, but there is times where they overlap and you get 5 up there. You've got 2 holding in Dybala and Kante. Like I said, I'm using Dybala as kind of a bit of a stalking horse because I'm able to sort of dribble with him, get into the box on his own volition, and obviously Kante is one of the best CDMs that you've got in the game, so he is really holding. And again, but that aggressiveness on him, you will allow yourself to stop balls before they get through to your 3 centre backs. And what you want is the tallest centre back in the middle, and then you want almost if you have a right back or a left back in your centre backs, have them as they were in the centre. But you definitely want one fast one. Nelson Semedo's in there, Gomez is quite fast, and actually so is Paolo Maldini. So I've got 3 fast centre backs. Maldini's 6'2", so is Gomez, and obviously Nelson Semedo's like 6 foot, I think, or 5'11". So again, all fairly tall. So at least have one in the middle, because if they're launching balls in from the wing, you want your tallest defender in the middle. So there you go, guys. That is the 5-3-2. Again, I want to say thank you again to Dullenmike for sharing his tactics with me and allowing me to do that. It really worked well over this weekend league. Like I said, 17. I ended up on 17 wins. I think I ended up on 18 or 19 or whatever it was, but I got the 17 wins, and I was very happy with that. And I actually really enjoyed weekend league. I enjoyed it because the formation's just really good. I still play 3-5-2 as well. So again, those who are watching my 3-5-2 videos, carry on doing 3-5-2. What you've got to do is you've got to find a combination that really suits the players that you've got, and you're able to sort of pull it out. So there's times where 5-3-2 isn't cutting it, and you can tell, and it depends. This works really well against a 4-4-2, 4-2-2-2, those type of formations. But if they're also playing 3 or 5 at the back, you can struggle with this formation. So then you want to sort of change it up a little bit to maybe 4-2-2, 4-4-2, or a 3-5-2, and change it up a little bit and have that advantage on them of changing formation during the game. So it's not just about one formation, it's about collecting 3 or 4 formations that you really get used to, you really love, you understand where the players are going to be, and you will get better results, my friends. There you go. And make sure you hit a like and subscribe. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please take care of yourself out there, and if you can't, find someone who can. Bye bye.